Zaccheus was a wee little man, and a wee little man was he. He climbed up in the sycamore tree, 'cause the Lord he wanted to see. And when the Savior passed that way, he looked up in that tree, and he said, Zaccheus, will you come down? 'Cause I'm going to your house today. I'm going to your house today. I'm going to your house today. Yeah. For some reason, I woke up singing that song this morning. I used to sing it in Sunday school as a kid, and for some reason, that one catchy. And then I was like reading devotion thing, and it was like, hey, watch out that you try to like speak God's truth. And it was basically, well, you know, it was not in the hard way, and I don't always agree with what this guy says. And he was like basically saying, speak, you know, the truth about redemption. Don't speak about what redemption did in your human life. And I was like, really? I feel like people want to hear that. And Archie and I have had that argument all the time. But so for today, I'm not going to do that really so much. And then I was like, well, how do I do that? Let me look. Maybe I could read this thing. Maybe I could read this thing. Maybe I could read this thing. This thing's great. Oh my gosh, I love when he says this. It's just so true. And Archie was like, you should sing the Zaccheus song as your song, as I just did. And I was like, wait, I woke up singing the Zaccheus song. Why don't I just read the Zaccheus story? Don't know why I didn't even remotely think of that. That's why sometimes it's very good to have a partner. Actually, in many days, it's pretty great to have a partner who'll be like, how about the thing you've been singing all morning? Maybe that was a clue. Idiot! I don't know why she called me an idiot. It's such a mean thing.
I didn't call you an idiot.
She didn't. I totally added that detail, but I knew she was there and she would deny it.
Idiot.
Alright. From Luke. Which was not written by one of the Dukes of Hazzard boys. One of those Duke boys. Then Jesus entered and passed through Jericho. Not the show with Skeet Ulrich and Major Dad. Now behold, there was a man named Zaccheus, who was a chief tax collector, and he was rich. Rich? Nothing wrong with that. Well, you know, it's problematic, but chief tax collector, thumbs down. Back in the day, they were probably even worse than they were now. Everybody hated them for obvious reasons because they took everybody's money. They were like parking attendants, but they were known to be really quite sufficiently corrupt, and would obviously the system of regulation and any sort of supervision in such a you have to walk everywhere culture probably somewhat lax. And he was rich from being a tax collector. All you need to know. And he sought to see who Jesus was, but could not because of the crowd, for he was of short stature. Short and rich. So he ran ahead and climbed up into a sycamore tree to see him, for he was going to pass that way. So Jesus was just walking through town, but he'd done enough insane stuff by now. He'd already talked about his death and resurrection at this point. He'd been kicking some amazing verbiage about how people were supposed to live. He'd been healing. He'd been feeding, a blind man. He just healed a blind man the other day. So people are like wanting to check out this Jesus guy. What's this guy all about? Look at him. He just looks like a regular dude. He's kind of filthy. Maybe we should give him a bath. And so he's excited, and he wants to seek Jesus just as we want to seek Jesus. And when Jesus came to the place, he looked up and saw him and said to him, Zaccheus, make haste and come down, for today I must stay at your house. Jesus just totally invites himself over. And he knows him, calls him by name. Calls the little rich man by name. So he made haste and came down. Never make haste while coming down a tree. And received him joyfully. But when they saw it, they all complained, saying, He's gone to be a guest with a man who is a sinner. They're all mad. They're like, what the heck? What's that about? Where else would he go? A, we're all sinners. B, that's exactly who Christ comes to. He comes to those who are low and those who need him, which is really all of us. But some of us are more aware of our need than others. I needed him bad. So thanks for coming to me. Then Zaccheus stood, or, what he would call standing, because he was small, and said to the Lord, "Look, Lord, I give half of my goods to the poor." See, he's looking up because he's short. Yeah, you get it. "I give half of my goods to the poor, and if I have taken anything from anyone by false accusation, I restore fourfold." Now, when someone says, "if I have taken anything from false accusation," then he's done it. So that's quite a bit of money that he's talking about. "And Jesus said to him, 'Today salvation has come to this house.'"
I'm sorry.
"Because he also is a son of Abraham. For the Son of Man has come to seek and to save that which was lost." That is the end of that story. The lowliest among us, the filthiest among us, the nastiest among us need only to seek the Lord to find him, and need only to turn from our ways through his power and enjoy of the grace he offers without anything. Listen, all Zaccheus went and did look for him and was immediately welcomed by the creator of the universe. And then his heart was changed, and he went and acted on it. He acted in joy on his heart being changed. He repented and sinned no more and went to make amends for that disgusting stuff that he'd done. Transforming grace, all just through climbing a tree and looking. So, today, I'm not asking a question. Today, I'm giving a command. Go climb a tree. Or something. Go climb anything. And if you're not going to do it spiritually, just go do it physically. Because that's fun too. Not as important, not as useful, but super fun.